It's New Brew Thursday. Woo! And today, what?
Yeah.
Happy now?
Yeah, Steve screamed. He's been scream syncing the last few episodes, if you haven't noticed.
It's a Britney Spears thing.
Watch, we'll do it again. It's New Brew Thursday.
Woo!
Oh, I screwed it up.
I just was like Steve, so Matt was the only one.
Yeah, that works. That works.
Every now and then, John and I conspire to make Matt look stupid.
Like I need so much help.
It just happened naturally.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
We are drinking Heretic's Evil Twin.
And we've moved to a new part of the garage.
Yeah, we're making the circular rotation.
John's like, I really want to focus on my garage on the show for the next few months. So.
We're actually building a 3-dimensional tour of his
John's garage.
Of John's
Next
garage.
week, we'll feature my workbench right here.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But so.
Which is actually an elevator door.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me that.
That's an
Oh,
elevator
nice.
door.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because I fix it.
And the entire audience is like, I can't see it. What the
Well,
Yeah,
I'll take
exactly.
some B-roll.
f?
You're like, this thing over here is really awesome. It's like
This
listening
thing that you
to,
can't see is the most awesome thing ever. You wish you could see it, but you can't. Oh my God.
It's like listening to like a comedy show, and he's like starts making faces, and so the audience is just like, ah,
Yeah, dude.
ah. You know, you get like fits of laughter, and you're like, I'm missing out on something right
Well, people know what an elevator door looks like. Just imagine it in
now.
bench form.
Yeah, okay. It's easier to visualize.
Anyway.
There's
Beer. Yeah, there's
we're
beer.
like 2 minutes into this, and there's beer that's unopened, and it's not in my mouth, and I am not talking about it.
Well, I'm really excited about this one because we're doing Heretic beers. And
Heretic. That's Jamil Zainasheff.
Zainasheff, yes.
Zainasheff.
If you don't know who Jamil Zainasheff is, he's like a noted home brewer.
He's kind of like
He's the man.
he's one of like the alpha homebrewers, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
he's
alpha
way
homebrewers.
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he's in a very short list of like,
The other alpha home brewers are now mounting him from behind to express their dominance.
Yeah,
I
Jamil.
don't know if I would have put it that way. But anyways, this is a cool thing because this is a homebrew recipe of his that has been around for a really long time. I mean, it's in
Northern Brewers.
Northern Brewers catalog.
It's a kit you can buy. Yeah.
And
Along with, they have Surly beers in there. It's like their pro brewers series that is the actual. It's not like, wow, there's a bug. That bug's annoying. Now it's on your shirt. Hold on. Oh, now it's dead.
ow!
Well, I killed it. But it's the actual recipes from the brewers. It's not like they tried to clone it and this is what
This is sort of
Evil
like
Twin
what this would be like.
Probably is. It's you done pouring that, by the way?
I just want to make sure I got it all.
Yeah. Well done. Well, anyways, cheers.
Cheers.
To this. So
You can also find out more about Jamil. He's his
Zainasheff.
Israeli cousin.
Is that his evil twin?
His evil twin, perhaps?
I see what you did there.
We interviewed him at JABF, and I believe we actually drank this beer as well, but it was like one of those quick like, hey, you're a brewer. Yes, I am. You're at JABF. Yes, I am. I'm drinking your beer. Yes, you are. All right, cheers. And we left.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Pretty much. He's like, who the F are you? You don't know who we are?
Yeah, exactly.
you clearly do not watch the internet.
But you're on the internet.
Yeah, but he's radio.
Internet
He's not
radio.
video. He's not video. Video is way better
We're
than
pretty much
radio.
radio. You can just see us.
Yeah, that's what makes it better.
Isn't that television?
Yeah.
We're like radio,
think
but
that's
we're more television.
I think that's the difference. But anyways,
This is really good. This is
Yeah.
got quite a bit of hop characteristic on it for a
yeah,
red.
yeah, big,
So
big
it's a
hop
West
nose.
Coast
Yeah.
West Coast red.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
It's
right
along those same lines as like your hophead red kind of thing.
Even the head looks like something that's quite sustainable, you know?
It's very
Which
fluffy.
doesn't surprise me because this dude is an expert in everything beer.
So okay, here's my random question for the show, which should actually be its own segment, by the way.
Random question from Steven Johnson.
Does it offend anybody who's not on the West Coast? And I'm looking at the camera, not these guys, because we're both from the West. All from the West Coast. Does it offend anybody else that's not in the West Coast that we kind of own anything that's hoppy? It's like, here's a hoppy red. Oh, it's a West Coast style, but it was brewed in like New York.
Yeah.
Well, this wasn't brewed in New
brewed in New York.
No, I know this wasn't, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, if somebody in New York brewed a hoppy red, it would instantly be a West Coast style red
Well, what's
beer.
wrong with that?
I'm just wondering if it pisses anybody off. So, you know.
Well, I think it's because like the obviously it wouldn't be the original because there were lots of breweries around the country, but like Southern California, especially in the West Coast, that's really when you got the idea of it's like we have a style, let's throw a bunch of hops at it, So it's like we got a brown ale, lots of hops. We got a porter, lots of hops.
But are
One more time.
We've got a stout, lots of hops.
So too much like a porter. You failed on that last.
I know. You put me on the spot.
Well,
man.
if you can't
Was it an
succeed
IPA?
on the spot,
Lots of
then you're
hops.
not a success.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh, anyway. So that was my random question. I really like this beer though because there isn't a lot you can do with a red ale. A red ale, there's like the Irish red ale, and then there's like the sweet red ale. And that's pretty much it. Those are your options.
Yeah.
So when they blast it full of hops, it really does just create something that's really unique, and it brings out a lot of the malt characteristics more, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's one thing about this. I really like the malt bill. I mean, it's got a lot of nice, caramel notes. It has some dark fruit flavors, like an almost like sort of figginess. It has a little bit of like a roasty character. It's just a very well put together red, and then you get a big old blast of hops in the nose.
Yeah, it's the malt bill is definitely what sets this apart for me. It's just it's not like it's tinted red, and there's some hops. It's like it's definitely like on the darker burgundy red side,
mahogany, if you will.
Now amber ales are kind of tossed into the red style.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a blurry
middle
thing. Yeah, because there are like even within red styles. I mean, there's a pretty wide swath. So and you have amber ales, and again, it's like you can have some that are more of like a coppery shade, and some that are like blood red, and people will be like, "It's an amber ale."
And this is classified as blood red.
Yeah, this is a blood red.
I'd say it's more mahogany. I'd say it's more like a brownish tint.
Well, you know what? Jamil would disagree with you.
Blood red because of the heretic thing, I would guess.
This blood red ale, it says on the label, might not be what you expect from a malty and hoppy craft beer. Blood red.
That's actually a very good description because I was thinking this is not like any other red ale I've had, which was how I basically when I said it's a tinted red ale.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
has hops in it. It's the grain bill on this makes it really stand out.
Yeah, it's not just an IPA with more color.
And it's got that cool
This is kind of
island of head that's still floating around in there.
I know, right?
That would be the best island ever. By the way,
No beer would be involved, but
And on that note, I think we should shoot over to
I think that's the new Fantasy Island TV show that's going to be on
Island
Island of
Ed.
Ed.
It's like in 30 Walk when they had Milf Island.
The teeth. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Anyways.
wow.
That was
Teeth?
That was supposed to be the plane. The little guy that would shout the
You
plane.
don't get excited about the teeth though.
No, I know, but it was.
You got excited
that was
about
lost
playing
in
for the
translation. It sounded way better in my head as it was coming out.
I really think it's time to shoot to Master Pairings.
I think so too. And apparently we haven't been eating enough vegetables lately, so yeah, go eat vegetables.
While we're doing that, while you're doing that, we're gonna drink more Evil Twin.
Drink more Evil Twin.
Yummy.
You should too.
Say bam, John.
Bam.
Hey everyone, welcome to another Master Pairing with me, your host, Bill Sysak, and today I have Stephen Johnson once again from New Beer Thursday. Hey Stephen.
Hello.
How's it going, my friend?
Guten Tagen.
So yeah, well, we got some beautiful Rauchbier here. Aecht Schlenterla Rauchbier. It's their Urbach. It's a delicious tasting smoked beer. Probably the finest out there. Great complexity of flavor. People call it the bacon beer because it's so big and intense.
Right.
It's great. Goes great with a lot of different meats and things. And it's just
Little
awesome.
Brother's cut the smoked salmon one, right?
Well, that's
Not smoked salmon, but it has like a smoked salmon flavor, so.
because they use white oak instead
Right.
instead of the wood that they use here. Go ahead and pour us for us, Steve.
Are we pairing this with forks?
We are. I think there's some food item that you told me one time that you hate even worse than oysters.
God, the oysters again. This is week number 5. Good Lord.
Do you remember?
Oysters and Brussels sprouts. I will not put Brussels sprouts in my mouth.
Well, let's see about that.
God, I get punished every week.
I have some delicious fried Brussels sprouts, little onions, garlic, bacon.
All right, well, the bacon I can get behind, and the onions and the garlic.
I think you just ought to jump in there, sir. So,
All right,
cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, it's like a campfire.
It is. It's very much like, that's the greatest description of this beer I've ever heard.
It's so delicious. It's got a little Isla whiskey notes, kind of that iodine-y, band-aidy, but
This
in a
is
good way.
this is one of the
Just roast
beers
malt.
that I know my palate has changed over the years because of this beer. Like 3 or 4 years ago, I had this beer and I was like, "That's the worst beer I've ever had in my life. It tastes like I'm drinking charcoal and blah 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 blah." Now when I drink it, it's not charcoal. It's the nice smoky flavors, the peatiness, the almost whiskey characteristic that a unrefined palate is not going to pick up.
Right.
So
That's very good and good story, but still haven't stalled long enough to not get the Brussels sprouts.
well, it's been a great Master Pairings.
They're delicious. They're roasted. They're sweet.
All right.
Got a little saltiness to them from the bacon. Oh, so good. With this beer, it just brings out this natural sweetness behind the smokiness. The Brussels sprout's still there. You have that inherent flavor, but it's perfect. It's just another great beer that I like to do if you're doing multiple courses or multiple side dishes and you have multiple beers in front of you at your table.
Wow. That's interesting.
Okay.
Try that again.
He's trying more Brussels sprouts. I'm impressed.
First of all, these are way better than any Brussels sprouts I've ever had before. So I'll give you that right out of the gate.
Because you've only had them like what?
Steamed.
Steamed. Okay. Yeah. They get very bitter and not fun. This is one of the great ways to do a Brussels sprout right here.
Beyond that, the Brussels sprouts with this beer, that is delicious. Mm-hmm. I don't think I would eat these on their own on a regular basis, but I would definitely do this pairing.
Now, I mean, sure, it has bacon in it, but I could take that bacon out, roast these the same way.
Yeah, and it's not really the bacon that's setting it off. There's something about the flavor inside the Brussels sprout that kind of like, once you bite into it, you get like this, and I can't even really describe it.
Right.
But there's like a nice
umami.
It's like sweetness, kind of
Gives you
whatever.
umami. Whoever thought Brussels sprouts would be in the same sentence with umami.
Yeah,
but Brussels sprouts can bring an umami.
It brings up the mouthfeel.
A sense of well-being.
Yeah, and it just makes this beer taste really, really, really delicious. It brings down a little bit of the smokiness, brings up a little bit more of the sweetness. Oh, this is good.
Steve has umami for Brussels sprouts.
Umami. Oh, mommy. So, all right, I'll give you this one. You win this round, Dr. Bill.
Well, good. What does that make me? 72-0. Oh wait, the oysters.
You did not win the oysters.
Yeah, sorry, 71-1. Although you did like the pairing.
I did like the pairing. Yes, I just can't get past the oysters.
72-0 with an asterisk.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
All
right. Perfect. Well, anyways, thanks for trying. Thanks for being open as always, Stephen, and trying new things. Even though I sprung this on you, but I knew it'd be a fabulous pairing. And I just wanted you to see how good Brussels sprouts can be, and especially with this beer. So, cheers, my friends, and thanks for watching another Master Pairings.
So, did you enjoy your Brussels sprouts? Did you eat them all? Because you don't get any dessert unless you did.
Yeah, I didn't try that pairing. I was afraid, to be honest with you.
No, and this is the second week in a row that I had pairings that I was not thrilled with. However, I will say this about the difference between this pairing and the oyster pairing is that when I left the oyster pairing, I thought, oh, that tasted good together, but oysters are still gross. The Brussels sprouts were delicious. Absolutely freaking delicious.
That's cool.
And I have despised Brussels sprouts in a way that cannot be defined in nature.
Oh,
so
I understand.
Yeah, like they are like vile and disgusting balls of green Yeah.
You're really selling this Master Pairings.
No, but that's the thing, is that these were actually really good. So however I actually kind of want to see if I can get into Brussels sprouts because of the way he cooked them. But the way he cooked them, they are instantly not healthy anymore. So
I was gonna say, I think it's because they were covered in like grease
and bacon and butter and
like,
all sorts of goodness.
Whatever
Well, the
else.
whole point of Master Pairings is to broaden your horizons, I think.
Right, yeah.
So,
That's one point my horizons will not
how
be
many?
broadened.
Yeah, well,
No, I
how
can't do
many
it.
chocolates
Cabbage.
and stout pairings can you do? How many?
Well, exactly.
Ice
That's the point.
cream,
exactly.
hot wings, or whatever.
It's like it gets to a point where you're like,
IPA pizza.
obvi, we get it, dark chocolate and an Imperial Russian stout.
But a
Thanks.
Rauchbier and Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, that's when you're like,
creative.
whoa. And then when I had the pairing, it was like, oh my god, that's awesome.
Nice.
So I was gonna mention too, the weekend of March 31st, which I think is next weekend.
No,
Really
next
bad.
weekend is it's the weekend following. Okay,
Weekend following, yeah, so next weekend.
whatever.
Not day after tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow.
They know
weekend
when
coming
March
up.
31st.
I'll be in Paso from the Barrel event.
Paso.
Paso Robles.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. Paso Robles, California. Actually, technically, I'll be somewhere in between Paso Robles and San Luis Obispo at this like really dope looking farmhouse.
Did you
Barn.
just use dope as
I
a
did.
positive
It's
description?
dope.
Bring it back.
It's the chronic. It's the shizzy.
Oh.
1, 2,
like-
3 into the 4.
No, dope. I'm sorry. That's like saying things are fab.
Fab.
Or,
No,
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
totally
it's
not the same
old-timey.
thing. That's two totally different groups that use those two
beyond,
words.
It's beyond. It's seen its day go by.
Is it weird that I thought of the website fab.com when you said that? You'd probably like fab.com.
I don't know what that is.
You're kind of a hipster.
I've
bought like 4 things from them.
Oh, nice.
sponsored by this site?
No, that's cool though.
Okay. Go to fab.com and apparently DC Shoes.
And buy the Chronic.
And
The
buy some
album,
Chronic.
not well. You know.
Anyway, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, I'm going to be at this
anyways,
awesome barn somewhere in between Paso Robles and San Luis Obispo.
What's
for
happening at this barn?
an amazing event called From the Barrel, which is not strictly craft beer related, but there is
Things
a
from
ton
barrels.
it's like whiskey, bourbons, wines, craft beer, mostly strong barrel aged. Oh well, all strong barrel aged,
big, strong
beers.
stuff.
Yeah, I think Ballast Point shows up with like all their different varieties of Victory at Sea. Firestone Walker brings a whole bunch of stuff out that doesn't get released
worth
anywhere
going
else.
to just
Yeah.
for the
Yeah,
Ballast
just for
Point
the
thing
Firestone.
alone.
Yeah, and then there's a ton of like food places that come out, and they do like all these like really amazing food dishes and stuff.
I imagine there's a lot of like smoking meats with like barrel wood, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, well, there's some of that, but I mean, it's interesting. It's just like it's a really eclectic variety of food that all of it tastes awesome. It's all from local places. It's just such a great event, and it's in this like really kick-ass barn. It's totally awesome to look at.
Barn.
Yeah, we've
I thought you said
posted
it was
barn.
I thought you said it was in a bar, and I was like, "What's so exciting about a bar?"
No,
He's like, "Congratulations, you'll be at a bar." He goes, "Isn't
Yeah.
that every Friday
Yeah,
night?"
exactly.
it's a cool looking barn.
No, it's a barn, and so it's. If you're going to be in the area or if you've bought tickets, let me know. Come hang out. We'll have a pint together. I'm going to probably bring some stickers, which I'll hand out if you want to get one. So, that's my plans. What are you guys doing?
Shut up.
Let's see. I'll probably be brewing. Yeah,
I'll be at work.
that's my pastime as of late.
Yeah,
But
makes
about this beer, I mean, this is a really, really nice beer. I really love the hop character on this beer. It's like, it's got that, it definitely leans toward that like dank pine kind of.
Yeah, it's very, very danky, very piney.
Yeah. It's got like a.
It doesn't have the danky aroma. It has the danky flavor.
Yeah, it's almost got like a woodiness to the aroma. Do I pick? Is that just me? Like.
No, I totally get that.
It's a
Not
great,
a barrel-aged woodiness, like not an oak-aged
No,
woodiness.
literally
Exactly.
wood.
But yeah, like just straight up wood, yeah.
Yeah, this
up
beer is
wood.
giving me wood, you know?
It is.
Yeah.
Sure,
Sure,
you can get away with that, but I had to restart because I went over the line.
Mine was better. So.
You guys missed some gold. That's all I'm saying. Because they made me restart.
But I think it says a lot about this beer how like the aroma is one thing and what you get off the taste is a different. It's different. It's just
It's very
It's a
harmonious.
good experience.
Yeah.
Experience all the way around.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how just how well everything plays together. Because like you said, I mean, you'll have some like, Imperial Reds or whatever that will be like viciously bitter, or they'll be no body whatsoever. It'll just be like an IPA with some red food dye or whatever. It's nice how well this all comes together.
Well, see, this actually doesn't remind me of my Zombie Apocalypse because they taste nothing alike. But it reminds me of what I was trying to go for with Zombie Apocalypse. Was something very, very, very similar to this. The problem that I used is that I was so into the citrus style hops at the time, that I used those for that beer. And what I'm realizing now is that that's what brought out all the esters and all that other stuff because of this malt bill. This malt bill doesn't work well with those hops.
Yeah,
it works way better with this danky, piney kind of hop on it. It really balances out better.
Yeah, that almost like that more Pacific Northwestern style thing. You know what I mean? So yeah,
the Zombie Apocalypse is not going to have any citrus.
Yeah,
but it will have a lot of bullets in their heads.
Pow.
All right. And on that note.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh yeah. Stay safe and drink beer.
Cheers.
You right there. I'm not going to make an erection joke with Boy Scouts.
Boners. I was talking to the wrong camera though. Hey, boners.
Hulk smash.
Woo!